In this video we're going to have a look at troubleshooting teaching on the mVap. Now this is specifically mVap on an MPS Robotic. So on the hand controller we're just going to select mVap. I'm doing this all from the hand controller. And once we've selected mVap, we will select options and then teach module. I've got a dual head here, so I need to select which arm I'm going to teach, and I'm teaching the right arm. And the image on the display asks me to teach this position here. So apologies if my head gets in the way here, but I'll try and make it as clear as possible for the camera. So loosely locate the head over top of the park position number 1. And then select save on the hand controller. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim to get this right over top of the cap, because what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to push the gripper down onto the cap so that it actually locates inside the gripper. So this transport adapter at the top here, we've got that pretty close. And then when I come down on my Z axis, I want to locate and I want to come down until I see it pressing this down, okay? So the transport adapter is actually inside at the moment. It's not a long way inside, but it's down to about the first groove. And you can see it's just starting to push down there. I'm bouncing backwards and forwards on the Z axis. So I'm happy with that position. I want to add 0.5 mil to it. So on my controller at the moment, I've got 284.1. I'm going to make that 284.6. So I'm just going to add 0.5 mil to that Z axis. So it's actually pushing this down about 0.5 mil. And we can save that. And then next. And this position here, the vial position, is a little harder to teach. So an easy way, locate over top, just roughly, and then, well actually what we'll do is we'll put our cap in first. So I like to teach onto a cap, that way I can get my X and Y axis nice and accurate, and then I remove the cap to set the Z axis. So let me just get that into position again. So I've saved it and I'll do my fine adjustment, focusing on the X and Y axis, getting those nice and accurate for position. So by using the cap, it makes it really easy for me to get this gripper in exactly the right position over top of the cap. And that should be fairly good there. So I'll just come down on the Z axis to make sure that it engages nicely, and it does. So that's my X and Y axis set, and I'll just wind the Z axis right out of the way so I can remove the cap, and then I'll come back down. So finding the center of the vial isn't quite as easy because it's hard to see. That's why I use the cap for setting my X and Y. And then the Z axis, we just keep winding down. And what I've found is the best way is to bring the Z axis down until the plate on the lock plate on the gripper is almost touching the top of the mVap. So that's touching there, and let's wind back 0.5 millimeter. Okay, so that plate there the locking plate on the bottom of the gripper down till it just touches the top plate of the mVap, and then come back 0.5 millimeter. And that should be taut. So what we'll do is we'll run a quick test, and I'll show you the things that I look for as far as troubleshooting goes. So just loading the vials in. Okay, what we're watching for is we're watching this locking plate, okay? So, unlock and lift. So, next one. The locking plate is in the locked position at the moment. It comes down, touches the cap, unlocks, comes down onto the cap, lifts, unlock on top of the cap, and then release away. Now, wait for its next move. If there's insufficient movement down, what happens is this doesn't unlock properly, okay? Because it gets jammed on the lip there, okay? So what you're looking for is you're looking for nice clean movements, nice clean locks and unlocks. And what I find is that this second groove here, so the end of the groove, this second ridge, the bottom of the gripper should be coming down to that line. If it's not coming down far enough, particularly in this position here, what you need to do is you need to add some more to the Z-axis teaching. Now, I've had a little bit of trouble doing the teach, check, adjust method. So what I recommend with the mVap is that you just teach. So go back to square one, teach this position, teach that position, and add the extra if you need to. But that's been the most successful for me, teaching this position. So make sure you come down till you're actually, the transport adapter is inside the gripper and it's just starting to push this down, and then add 0.5 mil. Teach this position, X and Y, on top of a cap so that you get a nice accurate position, and then just wind back the Z-axis, remove the cap, and come down till the gripper lock ring just touches the top of the mVap, and wind back 0.5 mil. And you should find that everything operates nice and smoothly at that point. We'll watch this unload again. So again, watching for nice clean movements, and that the gripper comes down past, well, at least as far as, if not past, that second ridge in the groove. Pulls back, unlocks, all the way down, locks, lifts, unlocks. All nice, clean, deliberate movements. If you're not seeing nice, clean movements on the lock and unlock ring, Then you need to clean your contacts, make sure it's seated properly, and make sure that your height is right. So as you can see with this one, I've only taught the one position. I haven't bothered going through and teaching all the other positions, and it's operating perfectly. So I hope that's helpful. I'll let you watch the rest of the unload, or you can carry on and see if you can teach yours.